Hello everyone, welcome back to Miss Kalibo's virtual art class. This week we're going to be creating our own little butterflies, which are perfect for springtime. Our butterflies are actually going to be something a little different from your normal butterfly. We're actually going to be folding paper and working with some symmetry to kind of make both sides be similar when it comes to the drawing itself, but the colors will actually be changing for every little shape that you become to. And I'm going to show you guys step by step on how to build up your little butterfly just like this. So basically all you guys need is to start with a sheet of paper. So you're going to need a sheet of paper, a pencil, some kind of coloring materials, whether it's markers, crayons, color pencils, and of course a pair of scissors to cut out your butterfly when it's time. So the very first thing you guys are going to do is we need to go ahead and fold our paper like a book. So you're going to fold it in half just like this. And I'm going to fold it one time. I'm going to go ahead and grab my pencil and I'm going to draw out my butterfly first. So I would use a pencil first so that way if you do mess up you can erase it. So as you guys go in, we're only going to draw half of the butterfly. So we're going to draw it on the right side here of our little book. So I'm going to draw right along this line on the border here. So I'm going to start out with the little head. Needs some little feelers. It's going to go up with a little circle, going it down. Okay, and pulling it down. Alright, so now we're going to go in and do our wing. So we're going to get a nice big wing. I'm going to use as much of this paper as I can. I'm going to bring it all the way up to the top. You can give it some waves if you want to. Pull that down. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump back to the bottom of the body. The bottom curve. And I'm going to do the bottom wing. Pull it downwards. And you could do some little curves off to the edge. Alright, so just in case you guys may not be able to see this very well, I'm going to go ahead and quickly trace it with a marker so you guys can see. And you guys are welcome to do this as well if it helps you kind of see your design. And just adds a little bit more depth to your final image. Alright, so now you can see the actual lines of our butterfly. Alright, so before we cut this out, you need to work on doing a couple more folds. So while we have this folded just like this, I'm going to fold it one more time. Horizontally, just like that, and give it a nice crease. Alright, so once you have this folded, now we're going to work and make our way down. Fold it in half this way, and then we're going to do it one more time, going all the way down. So give it a nice crease. Then I'm going to open it up, back to our butterfly, and you're going to notice that you're going to have 8 boxes from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so now we want to go and cut out our butterfly. So I'm going to keep the paper folded, because remember, if you open up the paper, you're not going to see the butterfly on the other side. So keep it folded, and you're going to cut on the line. So you're going to cut both papers at the same time. Just like that. And the great thing is everyone's butterflies are different. And that's kind of our goal, because no butterfly looks exactly the same. And you can kind of see once, you can see how I'm cutting both of the papers at the same time. So I'm keeping one hand is holding it and turning the paper while the other hand is cutting. Go all the way up and around. I think the hardest part of cutting is the part with the antenna or the feelers. So just kind of take your time, work around it the best you can. If you need to twist it, helps too. And then remember, when you finish cutting, we don't want to cut down the middle. We only cut on that line. So that way when you guys open it, you have your butterfly. This extra paper you can just throw off to the side. We're going to throw it away later. Alright, so you're going to notice that the butterfly has all of these little squares. It's still in there. And that's what we're going to use to help us actually do the coloring when we get to the coloring portion. Before we color, we want to go in and start doing our design. So I'm going to go ahead and fold it. So you can do it 2 ways. You can fold it and draw your design, and then you can use a marker to trace it. So I'm going to give an example. So say if I'm going to go in here, I'm going to use a marker to start with. You guys use a pencil just in case. Whatever kind of shapes you want to do some ovals. Maybe you want some little polka dots along the bottom. It's going to take a few minutes to, just build up whatever design that you want. And I'm going to finish up the body here, give a little eyeball. And I want a nice little ring around the bottom of the wings with some polka dots on the inside. And then I'm going to do some little designs on here as well. So eventually, whatever you do on this, on one side, you will also have to go back and do it on the other side. So you can go ahead and do that by yourself and just start drawing. Just kind of pay close attention. So remember, if you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of your circles here, you can. So you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would have 3 on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Just kind of pay attention to where those lines are. Another easy thing to do, if you have a nice window or a door, you can actually take this and lay it up against the window, and since we did do the black marker will show through, and you can actually go in and trace it directly, and that's a great way to do it as well, to save you some time, make it a little easier to draw your design. So whichever you decide you want to do. I'm going to go in and just going to quickly make my little design around here and build it up. And I'm trying to get it as close as possible to my original, because we do want it symmetrical, which means that the designs are the same on both sides. And I would definitely advise to use a pencil first, so that way if you do mess up, you can erase it. And then you can use the Sharpie afterwards to trace it. Alright, so now you have a nice little design, and it's you got it as close as possible. I did forget these little shapes here. There we go. So it's pretty similar. It's not exactly perfect, but it's pretty close. Alright, so once you guys have your design, now is when you're going to go in and start decorating and start adding some color. I also forgot to mention, if you wanted to draw something in the middle of the body, you can also do that as well. Alright, so now we're going to start coloring. So with the coloring, it's going to be a little different from your normal coloring. I'm going to use crayons. You're welcome to use markers or whatever, so just grab all my crayons. Just kind of dump them out. That's okay. So that's where we're going to go in and kind of play around with it. So if you have a shape here, so maybe I want to do red here. This shape is all by itself. It actually stays in, it's inside that full box. So I can color that whole thing with this color. But if I do it orange on this side, I don't want to do orange on this side. I'm going to change the color. I could do purple if I wanted to. Or magenta. Alright, so if I do it here, I'm going to do it different on the other side. Alright, this is the part where it's interesting. So if you guys notice, when I look really close, this circle, you can kind of see how there is a crease going down the middle of the square. On the top part of that circle, I'm going to do purple. But on that bottom part of the circle, I have to change the color. So maybe I want to do green on the bottom. So anytime you get to be a new shape or a new line, you're going to change up the color. Here, the circles are all by themselves, so I can go ahead and color both these circles red if I wanted to. And maybe I want to do this top one all purple. And I'm going to do vice versa on the other one. I'm going to do purple on the bottom, and I'll do my orange on the top. Alright, let's go to another spot where it can probably mix over. So you can kind of see here, this little ring goes all the way around, but down the middle of it, it has a line. So we'll have to change up the color as we go. So maybe we're going to use magenta for the top part. I'm going to stop at that line, at that crease, and then maybe I'll do light green at the bottom. And remember, because there are these little polka dots on the inside, I will do a different color for those polka dots. So we're going to keep working around it until you fill it, color the whole thing. And I'm also, remember, that crease stops here. So where the crease is, I stop, and I'm going to jump back over to my purple. And that goes for anything. Even when it comes in, you have this nice big shape here inside of your body. I'm going to have to do it because there's a line. There's actually 4 lines. So if I were to go in and use a pen to show you, there are 2 lines that breaks this down into 4 different sections. So I would have to use 4 different colors to create this part of the body. Just like that. So anytime it's a new shape or a new color, new line, you can do a new color. But you're going to keep putting them up, and you're also going to color the background. So whatever you want the sky to be, or the background of your body. So remember, if there is a line, you know, if you accidentally, I went over this line a little bit here, I need to go back in and cover that up. So maybe I would go in and cover this up with a new color. You gotta stop right along where that line would be. Sometimes it helps for you to draw that line so you can kind of see it. And then that top part, I would go back in and finish with the orange. Just like that. And it's gonna go all the way up to this line. You're going to keep adding your colors, building them up until you filled up the entire butterfly. And it looks something like this when you are done. Just like that. So you're going to kind of go from having your basic design. You're going to use your pencil and then your pen to draw your image. Add some color, and then when you guys are finished, it's going to look like that. And if you want to, if you have a nice little color background or poster board that you want to glue this to, that would definitely make it a nice little background if you like. If not, you could just have this little piece here. It makes a nice little card if you wanted to make it into a little birthday card or Mother's Day card or something like that as well. So have fun with it, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with.